This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
The Richest Man in Babylon. In old Babylon there once lived a certain very rich man named Arcad. Far and wide he was famed for his great wealth. Also was he famed for his liberality. He was generous in his charities. He was generous with his family. He was liberal in his own expenses. But nevertheless each year his wealth increased more rapidly than he spent it. And there were certain friends of younger days who came to him and said, "You, Arcad, are more fortunate than we. You have become the richest man in all Babylon, while we struggle for existence. You can wear the finest garments, and you can enjoy the rarest foods, while we must be content if we can clothe our families in raiment that is presentable, and feed them as best we can. Yet once we were equal. We studied under the same master, we played the same games, and in neither the studies nor the games did you outshine us. And in the years since you have been no more an honorable citizen than we, nor have you worked harder or more faithfully, in so far as we can judge. Why then should a fickle fate single you out to enjoy all the good things of life, and ignore us who are equally deserving?" Thereupon Arcad remonstrated with them, saying, "If you have not acquired more than a bare existence in the years since we were youths, it is because you either have failed to learn the laws that govern the building of wealth, or else you do not observe them. Fickle fate's a vicious goddess who brings no permanent good to anyone. On the contrary, she brings ruin to almost every man, upon whom she showers unearned gold. She makes wanton spenders who soon dissipate all they receive, and are left beset by overwhelming appetites and desires they have not the ability to gratify. Yet others whom she favors become misers and hoard their wealth, fearing to spend what they have, knowing they do not possess the ability to replace it. They further are beset by fear of robbers, and doom themselves to lives of emptiness and secret misery. Others there probably are who can take unearned gold and add to it, and continue to be happy and contented citizens, but so few are they. I know of them but by hearsay. Think you of the men who have inherited sudden wealth, and see if these things are not so." His friends admitted that of the men they knew who had inherited wealth these words were true, and they besought him to explain to them how he had become possessed of so much prosperity. So he continued, "In my youth I looked about me, and saw all the good things that were to bring happiness and contentment, and I realized that wealth increased the potency of all these. Wealth is a power. With wealth many things are possible. One may ornament the home with the richest of furnishings, one may sail the distant seas, one may feast on the delicacies of far lands, one may buy the ornaments of the gold worker and the stone polisher. One may even build mighty temples for the gods. One may do all these things, and many others in which there is delight for the senses and gratification for the soul, and when I realized all this, I decided to myself that I would claim my share of the good things of life. I would not be one of those who stand afar off, enviously watching others enjoy. I would not be content to clothe myself in the cheapest raiment that looked respectable. I would not be satisfied with the lot of a poor man. On the contrary, I would make myself a guest at this banquet of good things. Being, as you know, the son of a humble merchant, one of a large family with no hope of an inheritance, and not being endowed, as you have so frankly said, with superior powers or wisdom, I decided that if I was to achieve what I desired, time and study would be required. As for time, all men have it in abundance. You, each of you, have let slip by sufficient time to have made yourselves wealthy. Yet you admit you have nothing to show except your good families, of which you can be justly proud. As for study, did not our wise teacher teach us that learning was of two kinds, the one kind being the things we learned and knew, and the other being the training that taught us how to find out what we did not know? Therefore did I decide to find out how one might accumulate wealth.